Hello and welcome to these Battlegrounds. I'm Bobby B, and today we'll be looking at the GIJoe Classified Series Grim Viper. Now this is going to be a new trooper style type thing for the Classified Series, much like the Mole Rat or who else new have we gotten? Wolf Spider. I feel like there's more than just two we've gotten in the Classified Series, but you guys get where I'm coming from. So we got another new character, or I guess trooper type, so I'm here for it. I think it could have been executed a little bit differently, but we'll talk about that as we jump into this. So right off the bat, we got our carbon fiber-esque looking classified packaging we've seen before a couple dozen times at this point. GIJoe Classified Series Cobra logo is going to be the Grim Viper. Going to be number 176 in the line. We got our attributes right there. We got our QR code that takes you to that broken Pulse site. Broken Hasbro site. And then we got a little shot of him over here on the side. Eyes glowing red. That works. If you're looking for them in store, they are popping up. I actually just saw these guys at Target not too long ago. This guy came from Amazon or Big Bad Toy Store. Or one of those two. There's your QR code. Or I'm sorry, your UPC code. It's going to be made in China for those keeping track at home. And we got just a simple generic action shot of him in a jungle with exploding background. Close-up of his minigun and a close-up of the hose plugging into the back of his head. So we got our new Grim Viper. I'm all for new characters, new factions, new whatever you want to call it in the Classified, adding to the 40 years of lore. But when you have a figure like the Range Viper, who was an exclusive, and is pretty sought after, if I'm not mistaken, because he's a pain in the butt to get a hold of. Why not just re-release the Range Viper and make him with better weapons? These weapons have definitely run their course, but why not just re-release the Range Viper? But instead we get a Range Viper loves a Saw Viper very much. They go on leave together from their Cobra duties. You get the birth of a Grim Viper. Now I guess these are like jungle specialists, wilderness specialists. I'm sure there's one of those file cards floating around, but again, there's no website to back these besides the little blurb on Pulse, or I guess any retailer site, and then those file cards that pop up like randomly on social media. Like there's no set location for all this stuff, and that's what I think is holding the Classified line back from its exploding potential, and some of this reuse. But jumping into weapons and reuse, we got our Gatling gun going all the way back to what, like 2022, 2021 with the Ram Cycle, heavy artillery roadblock. Has anybody else come with it? I'm trying to think off the top of my head. But got a little bit of some flame detailing, a little bit of beat up, and we got 18 hash marks, whether that's 18 kills or who knows what. The ammo can does slide off. I guess if you want to call it a can. It does slide off, but you can slide it back in. The barrels spin, and there are portholes for blast effects. We got a little bit of paint apps on this back trigger, so something different, but there's nothing on this side. So I don't... Again, it's like they had a bunch of random thoughts on a piece of paper. They scribbled them down, and then they're like, oh, we need one more figure. Let's jump out with the Grim Viper. Continue with weapons. We got our pistol that we saw with the Saw Viper. So it's got like a nice, I guess, muzzle brake, compensator, suppressor, whatever you want it to be. A little red dot and extended mag. It does have the porthole for blast effects, so definitely one of the better pistols in the line. We got two knives. We got this giant silver blade knife with the black handle. Then we have this skinny all black knife. Black handle, black blade, a little bit of serrated edge there. We got our Range Viper backpack with green canister on top. We got some gold brass rounds painted there. A little red dot on the bottom. It does have the peg, but we don't have a, what was it, the axe that pegs over top of it. Or the machine gun that can peg into this. Could you imagine carrying this thing on your back like that? Destroy your back. So... nothing too crazy. And then getting into our boy himself, I mean, he looks good. He's a cool looking figure. I'm here for it. I'm still waiting on Skullbuster though. I'm very curious to where Skullbuster's at, because we got two range vipers. We got this guy. We got the His Tank Fire Team, and then now we got this guy, but no Skullbuster to lead him yet. And do these guys fall under Skullbuster? Do these guys just their own thing, rocking the same masks? But I mean, let's take a look. So looking at them, the mask looks good. They really dove into that skull motif, huh? But you got your gray brain shenanigans. You got some nice yellow eyes with like some orange around it to give it that glowing effect. And the paint apps on the face are pretty good. Do I have a second one floating around here somewhere? I had a second one floating around here somewhere. Ace must have taken him somewhere. Now I'm actually very curious to where that guy's at. So, you got your mask looking good. We got our Saw Viper vest going on. And is it the Saw Viper upper also? He's got some sculpting, it looks like, in there. Or he's not. So, got a nice, decent camouflage pattern. It actually goes all the way across, unlike we saw with Hit and Run and then previous figures where it's kind of split and doesn't have the full camouflage effect. We kind of got it here. However, it's not on the inside. We got like a brown on the inside. We're rocking our Cobra Viper arm guards from the retro release in a brown color. Articulation wise, we can look down that much. We can look up only that much. You're not going to get much out of the ab crunch and everything with the vest. You got a little bit of waist movement in there. Drop down hips, can split out that much. That is horrifying looking. If I get that back up, we can kick forward that much. We can kick backwards that much. We've got our sheath down here, and then keeping the Saw Viper belt, diaper armor, whatever you want to call it. We got our holster over here on the side. That pistol drops in like so. Got our knife slot on the back. Plug in, and then we got our drop leg sheath over here. If I can get this in. He's good to go. There is a boot cut, double jointed pinless knees. And that's it. That's your boy. Let's get him. Let's get this backpack on and peg in this cord to the back of the dome piece. Let's get some comparison shots. I always felt like the Saw Viper was. Maybe just all the armor makes him seem like he's more buff. He's on the, I guess, the short side of this armored up. And keeping up, we got our range viper, or I'm sorry, our night viper and our range viper. I put him on the shelf so he's all geared up because I'm actually in the middle of some fall cleaning and some reorganizing to try to make space for all these new figures that have decided to pile all up on us at once, like always. But definitely interesting figure. Are we going to see the, was it Jungle Viper? Was that the one from Pursuit of Cobra with like the crazy like metal ghillie suit or whatever? You guys know what I'm talking about. But yeah, there you have your range viper. Like I said, I'm all for some new characters in line, but I think that when we need a Skullbuster and when the range viper is sought after, why not just re-release the Saw Viper in regular packaging with better weapons? But I don't hate him. I actually like him a lot more than I expected. This is horrible though, so that's definitely gonna get swapped out. And like I said, every Cobra should come with one of these at a minimum. But that's just my opinions. But how do you guys feel about the Grim Viper? Are you picking him up, skipping out on him? Are you using him as a jungle trooper? Are you using him for something else? Let me know in the comments below. Till next time, load up, grab your kits. I'll see you in the battlegrounds.